Have you ever held yourself back, not because you didn't have the ability, but because you were terrified of what people might think if you actually stepped out and let yourself be seen? Maybe it was posting online. Maybe it was speaking up in a meeting. Maybe it was simply letting someone see the real you behind the mask. I know that fear. When I first began sharing my work, I was laughed at. Pastors stood at pulpits and preached against me. Neighbors whispered. Even family members turned their backs. I was called some of the worst names and labeled, all because others didn't understand my work and mission. And I remember lying awake at night thinking, what if they're right? What if I really am a fraud? What if being seen means being destroyed? My heart raced, my palms sweated, my mind screamed. That's not weakness, that's survival. But here's the truth. The fear of being seen isn't about the spotlight itself. It's about what visibility represents to your subconscious. Somewhere along the way, your nervous system learned that being seen is a threat and unsafe. And until you rewrite that program, you'll continue to dim your light to feel protected. From a young age, most of us were told, either directly or indirectly, that who we were wasn't enough, or it was too much. Maybe you were told to calm down when you were excited. Maybe your creativity was laughed at. Maybe your vulnerability was met with shame. I know what it's like to be rejected by the very people who were supposed to support you. To be bullied, laughed at, humiliated, and embarrassed just for being myself. Growing up, I battled severe anxiety, depression, OCD, low self-esteem, and even suicidal ideation. I always felt like an outsider, like somehow the real me was wrong. And so my subconscious did its job. It protected me by creating a rule. If I hide, I'm safe. If I'm seen, I'm exposed. That's why visibility today doesn't feel like expansion. It feels like danger. It's not laziness. It's not brokenness. It's an outdated program running the show. It means well, but it just doesn't fit anymore. But here's something powerful to remember. Life is reflective. Life will always mirror who others choose to be, not your worth. Their reflection isn't your truth. Their judgment isn't about your truth. It's about their reflection. I always say that people do what they do because of who they are. And that really has nothing to do with you personally, even though they may blame you. Think about it. If you interact with a mean person, there's a chance they will treat you poorly. If you interact with a kind and loving person, they will treat you with love and kindness. That's not about you. It's about them and who they choose to be in this world. So what do we do with that reflection? Well, most of us build masks to survive, overcompensations to keep us safe. We become the quiet one who blends in, the helper who shines the spotlight on everyone else, but never themselves. The perfectionist who won't step out until everything is flawless, which, if you're one of these, you know that never works. I know this game well. I wore mine for years, trying to appear like I had it all together, even when I was sleeping on the floor of my office, broke, exhausted, and ashamed. Those masks kept me hidden. They kept me from ridicule, but they also suffocated me and kept me playing small. They shielded me from criticism, but they also blocked me from living as my authentic self. And here's the harsh truth. The mask doesn't actually protect you. It steals your personal power like a thief, all while leaving you in the dark and disillusioned. So, how do we heal this fear of being seen? How do we step out from behind the mask and create safety around visibility so we can finally live authentically? The first step is acknowledging the root. Your fear isn't irrational. It's rooted in real experiences of rejection and shame. But those experiences don't define you. They condition you. The second step is to rewire safety around visibility. Your nervous system has to learn that being seen is safe. Start small. Share a thought with a trusted friend. Post one sentence online. Speak up once in a meeting. Pay a visit to your local Toastmasters. Every time you choose visibility, you're rewriting the program. That's exactly how I began to break free. Not by jumping into the spotlight all at once, but by taking small steps that taught my nervous system that authenticity didn't equal annihilation. The third step is to anchor new beliefs. Replace the old association with a new one. Being seen equals being authentic. Visibility equals freedom. My truth is safe to express. I began waking up every day affirming, life is here to help me, not hurt me. And the more I live in alignment with my truth, the freer I become. As you practice these new beliefs, your mind will begin to find evidence to support them. That's what we refer to as confirmation bias. And finally, use fear as a compass. Fear isn't the enemy. It's a signal that you are stepping into new territory. And new territory isn't bad or wrong, it's just unfamiliar, which can trigger the defense system in the same way a threat does. I used to run from fear, thinking it was proof I was failing. But I learned that when fear shows up, it's proof I'm expanding. It's proof that I'm breaking the mold of who I used to be. It's letting me know that I'm pushing the limits of what I know and am familiar with, which is what I want to do. When I first started sharing my work, the rejection was fierce. I was condemned by churches, laughed at and called names by those who viewed my field as a pseudoscience and false, shunned by my own family. Every part of me wanted to crawl back into the shadows. But one night, after breaking down in a parking lot, I surrendered. I remember sitting there in the silence, my head against the steering wheel, tears running down my face, feeling the weight of years of striving collapse all at once. For the first time, I stopped fighting to be accepted. I stopped trying to control the narrative. And in that collapse, in that surrender, I realized something powerful. My fear wasn't telling me I was wrong. It was showing me I was breaking through an old identity. The path of growth is not an easy path. It requires a lot of faith and trust in life and yourself, the willpower to keep going, even when you feel like throwing in the towel, and when everyone else seems to have lost faith in you. It requires a deeper purpose and why that others can't see or understand, and sometimes one that you don't fully understand. But the more I chose authenticity over hiding, the more life opened. Clients began finding me, opportunities appeared, but most importantly, I found myself. For the first time, I wasn't living to escape judgment. I was living to express my truth, and that truth set me free. So here's my challenge for you this week. Do one thing that lets you be seen. Share a piece of your truth with someone you trust. Post a thought online, even if your voice shakes. Speak up once when your instinct is to stay silent. And don't just do it. Notice what happens inside of you. Notice the liberation that comes when you stop hiding. Because every time you choose visibility, you're not just sharing yourself with the world, you're rewiring your own identity. Don't worry if you feel fear at first. That's normal. Let it be part of the journey. It simply means you're breaking free from an old program. You are safe to be seen. Your truth isn't a liability, it's a gift. And the world desperately needs what only you can bring. Hey, if this resonated with you, hit the like and share it with your friends and family, or someone you know who could benefit. If you're ready to go deeper into breaking the programs that keep you stuck, grab your free copy of my book, Fight Back, in the description below. It's not just a book, it's a blueprint for reclaiming your authentic self, healing fear at the root, and living in alignment with who you truly are. I'm Mike Oglesbee, and I believe your light is needed. So stop hiding, step out, and let yourself be seen.